Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Rebirth, continuing our road to Platinum God. Now, in the last episode we did Isaac, but in this one I think we're going to go with the blue baby. And the reason that we're going to do this is because I want to unlock my D6 for Isaac. For those who want to play along, JLCXST1F. Blue Baby's, you know, an interesting character. I've always loved it. We went over that the first time I played the Blue Baby, but I want to unlock the D6 for Isaac as it is probably the most powerful item in this game, potential-wise. And what the D6 will allow me to do is re-roll pedestals and basically, potentially break the game with the right setup. We don't have that setup unlocked yet, but you know, it's there, it's possible. We can have all sorts of fun. We're getting a lot of keys in this run so far. Really enjoying that. I want to find my item room before I fight my boss, and I did see that tinted rock there. And something I should be doing, even though it may not pay out, is definitely making sure that we hit that poop every single room, so that way we can maybe get a petrified poop and make it a little bit worth it. As that petrified poop is going to greatly increase our chances of finding, you know, soul hearts, money, things like that. Starting off with gnawed leaf, you know, not a bad item. If I can get an orbital to go with it, if I get in a tight spot, I can just sit still. And if I do that for just a second, I'll become completely invincible as long as I take no action. And I'm trying to scrounge up about 5 cents here. Doesn't look like that will end up happening. Thankfully, there's another soul heart just kind of sitting there. But doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get 5 cents or a bomb. That is a little unfortunate. Dingle is our first boss. But yeah, I really want to try and get the petrified poop, especially as the blue baby, because you're more than likely not going to find a space bar for a couple of floors, really. So there we go. And I like to make sure that the room is kind of clear when fighting Dingle, so that way it's pretty simple to try and figure out which direction he's going to go. The only time you're really going to have too much of an issue is if he poops right at the start and he'll go at some weird little angle. And he is actually being very aggressive this time around. I've never actually seen Dingle be this aggressive with the scooting. I think he's only shot like one time. Calm down, Dingle. Calm down. There you go. That good old whistle. Let me get some damage in there. Let's see what our first item's going to be. Magic scab. Not that bad. And actually, slight mistake there. Don't actually poop inside of a boss room. You cannot get anything out of those poops. But magic scab is not that bad. A little bit of luck up never hurt anybody. And a soul heart to go with it. I want to make sure I have as much health as possible because I do not want to put myself in a position where there's a really good devil deal, but I can't afford it. So I want to potentially try and find 2 more soul hearts by the time I reach my boss here. So that way I can have at least 7, so I can take 2 deals. Should that arise, I usually don't have a problem bringing myself to 1 soul heart if the item is good. You know, if it's not that great, then we'll pass on it, but if it is, well then there's definitely some potential there. I think I'm going to go ahead and bomb this. Let's see what we get out of there. Hopefully the gray chest will pay off. It looks like it did. We have some extra keys, so we'll check our shop here. Soul Converter is kind of useless, and I think we're just going to leave that as is. Now, if I do find a tin rock, I will come back for that bomb and pop the tin in before we go into our boss fight. Uh-oh. Don't take some damage there. I don't feel comfortable about taking myself down to half a heart. That is no fun. No fun at all. And we'll go ahead and break a couple of these poops here. There we go. There's a little bit more money. We can get soul hearts out of these poops, and that would be really nice, but our chances of finding them are going to be extremely small. Pretty rare without the petrified. So hopefully we can find that soon. And I know we don't actually have it unlocked, but you know, Cards Against Humanity is also a very good use for that trinket. Still trying to make up a little bit of cash here, just so that way we can have some for the next floor. There's some soul hearts or some consumables and resources that we want to try and get. And that looks like it for that room. A lot of poop in these rooms. A lot of poop in these rooms. I don't know how much, you know, I think we're just going to go ahead and just keep moving on here. Just until I can at least find something. I don't want to be breaking poop all this entire episode. I know Blue Baby is a little bit interesting in that we want to try and, you know, maximize our floors here. And now that we actually have some tier rate, I might go back and pop those. And there's actually a tinted rock right there. And it looks like I'm going to have to go back by the bomb for that tinted rock. I'm okay with that. Could potentially have 2 soul hearts in it. And there's another key, so let's go back by the bomb and we'll see what ends up happening. I'm really hoping for at least 2 out of there, though. Just so that I can actually take the second deal. Alright. Tinted rock was over here. I don't think we're going to break every single poop over there. Alright, only 1, but we did get our bomb back, so that's not that bad. Secret room. Secret room. I think that is going to be right here. Should be, anyway. No. Well, that is unfortunate. That was still the highest chance of where it could be, but oh well. Let's go see what our first boss is, see what our devil deal is, and hopefully we'll get a health up from Mr. Monstro here. Or, you know, a little bit of damage. We did pick up the thin-on mushroom, and what it will do is it basically caps out your tier rate, but here's a slight downside. You are now stuck with 10% damage down. Overall, DPS has gone up. However, it does render every single tiers up at this point completely useless now. So I guess I should have waited to fight my boss before I decided whether or not I wanted that thin-on mush. Because I can't remove that 10% damage down. Alright, let's see what we get here. Speed is always nice. I'll definitely take that. And 3 red chests for our first devil deal is not what you want to see as Blue Baby. Not what you want to see at all. Pheromones and speed down. Alright, well, it looks like that's going to be our floor. Not the greatest of items, not going to lie. Definitely be doing a little bit better off. So here's hoping. And that curse room is starting to look real tempting now because of that. Yeah, we're probably going to have to take a little bit of a dip in that curse room there and hope for some good items. At the very least, even if I was on God rooms, I would like to have at least a goat head. I mean, God rooms aren't the worst thing as Blue Baby because they pretty much give you health every time. You know, you can get 3 soul hearts or you can get 2 eternal hearts, which turns into some hearts. And go ahead and hit the pheromones here. These two can just hug each other. There we go. All right, I wanted to see if I could actually bomb into my curse room before I jumped right into it, but it doesn't look like that's going to end up happening. So box number 1 and box number 2. Some flies and some spiders. Not that great. Not that great. Oh, taking a little bit of extra damage there. I think those poops that I end up not breaking. I'm sure someone's going to tell me that ended up having a petrified poop in it, and that could be what really changes this run. I do want to try and find some damage up here. I know I'm always crazy and a little bit greedy for damage, but gotta have something to work with here. At least we have tier rate. There are runs where, you know, you get a bunch of damage, but no real tier rate to go with it. And the good news is that we're not really that affected by a tiers down pill right now. Starting off, when you first start playing a game, your first round or whatever, a tiers down pill can be extremely brutal and just the worst thing that you could find. especially things like Azazel. That charge time becomes really, that charge time becomes really slow, and you have low range, so it just becomes progressively worse. I definitely want to find my my item room before I fight my boss. With only 3 hearts, I'm not feeling that comfortable with this run so far. I'm really hoping that we can get a horseman and we can find some sort of orbital. And that's a speed down, if I remember correctly. It is. We'll hold on to it just because, you know, if we do find PhD, we can maybe turn that into a speed up. Although I don't know how much I would want to speed up right now. Uh-oh. These guys spazzing around. Alright. Now let's see if we can hopefully find something in this item room. That'll be a little bit useful here. And we're definitely going to be checking our shop for a soul heart. Maybe a little bit of damage. Alright, Blood of the Martyr. That is a little bit of damage. That's very nice. It's exactly what I wanted to see. Just a little something, you know. With this much tier 8. And there is PhD and Mom's Key. Well then. 2 very good items. I actually don't know which one I want. That is a little unfortunate. And I may actually tap my donation machine. I don't know. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to scrounge up the money to be able to buy either of those items. I think if I have to pick between the 2, I think Mom's Key is going to pay out a little bit more, because that will increase our chance of getting soul hearts from red or golden chests and all that sort of stuff, or gray chests as well. So I think we're going to go with the Mom's Key if I can somehow get 5 cents here. I only have 1 bomb. So my choice here is to either bomb my donation machine for 5 cents or go for that gray chest and I guess hope that it has 5 cents in it. Both of them, the odds are not that great, but at least when I bomb the donation machine, it's guaranteed money, whereas the gray chest is going to be maybe. Well, Mashed Book is going to make that decision for me, give me some bombs here so I can actually grab both of them. We are going to be getting that Mom's Key. And some more bombs. You know, if I really wanted to, I could actually bomb my donation machine a lot right now and get both of them. However, I don't think we're going to be doing that. We do need to be unlocking things right now. And there is Mom's Key. Very nice. And I think that's going to be it. So I'm not gonna go crazy and try and get the PhD and the Mom's Key at the same time. PhD can show up again in the shop. Just because you see an item in the shop doesn't mean that you can't see it again. So here's hoping it'll show up for us later on. Alright. Ooh, starting off with some greed heads. I do not like the greed heads. Plus, Mom's Key pretty much pays for itself as soon as we pick that up. All the chests are going to pay out very well. So we should be able to make up 15 cents pretty easily. And there is a range up. Definitely something that I need right now. My range is not that good, and I just walked right into that TNT barrel. Just took that damage just straight to the face. Alright. Guess we're going to want to find that item room first. We do have a high chance of getting a double deal on this floor, and our health situation is not the greatest. Now, for unlocking this D6, we don't actually have to go to the blue baby. We don't have to fight ourselves, but we do need to go to Isaac here, so we will be going there. And we kind of already did Dark Room, so we don't have to worry about that too much. And there we go. Key just paid for itself, gave me a dime and a bunch of bombs. This room is just the absolute worst. And we're going to go ahead and bomb. Thankfully, we get a soul heart, which is very nice. Very kind to the game. Chub throwers can be a little bit dangerous, as they do a full heart of damage. And this room in particular, especially when you start from a side. Now, if you start in the middle, like the top or the bottom, you know, it's really not that bad. But when you start from either the left or right sides, that room is particularly pretty painful. All right. There's our item room. It's got to be close. And it's going to be interesting once we start implementing hard mode. Drops are going to be less. Rooms are going to be bigger. But, you know, I wanted to actually talk a little bit about hard mode. You know, in a sense, hard mode can actually be an easier run. And the reason for that is because, yeah, drops are slightly reduced, but because of how much larger your floors are, assuming you don't get hit a lot, you can actually use that to your advantage with all of the extra rooms that you're going to be going through. Higher chance of finding tinted rocks, as that doesn't go down, you know, because you go through so many extra rooms. You will potentially find more tinted rocks and things like that. Soul Heart, definitely yes. We don't need bombs or keys right now. So I think, are we on caves 2? We are, so we don't need to worry about an arcade. I think we're gonna, never mind, we're not, okay, never mind. Just, I'll sit right here and be quiet. I'll just sit right here and be quiet. That's fine. I was gonna say we're gonna donate and try and get to 300 cents, but that's not happening. That's definitely not happening. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna buy the broken stopwatch. So yeah, so the broken stopwatch, whenever I enter a room, has a chance, as you can see here, to slow down everything, and it does make the room significantly easier. However, it's only a chance, and on the flip side of things, because of the broken stopwatch, there's also the chance that instead of slowing the game down, it will speed it up by a factor of 2. This is the worst thing that can ever happen in certain fights, such as fighting the lamb at ×2 speed. You don't actually go faster, just the enemies do. So you have half the time to react to a lot of the attacks that end up happening, which is not fun. I've had to fight ×2 speed lamb before. It's bad. It's real bad, and you're gonna get hit. All right, screw. This is what I'm talking about. Tears Up are now completely useless. And there is a challenge room at the top. I saw my Liberty Cap proc there, so we are going to go check that out. And I have a pretty good idea of where my super secret room is going to end up being. So let's go see what's in that challenge room. Hopefully there's some golden chests, maybe some red chests that we can pop open. Maybe get a Devil Deal port or something to that effect. And it is just 2 gray chests. And this is definitely not worth it. Definitely not. Because we kind of, this boss room did not pay out. I thought with the key, it would be just fine, but it definitely did not pay out in our favor here. We don't really have that great of damage to be fighting Fistula, as well as the Haunts? Well, this is an interesting little thing here. And the worst part is that, like, we don't actually have our Devil Deals locked in, so there is the chance that we aren't even working towards anything here. There we go. Just working towards some soul hearts. All right, well, that looks like it's going to be it for the floor. I'm not going to do the other 2 floors because they don't, or the other 2 rooms, they don't really go to anything. Pretty good idea of where the super secret's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be right next to the boss there. At least it should be. That area was open. Yep, there we go. And an Eternal Heart, which will turn into a Soul Heart when we move on to the next floor. All right. Moving into Depths 1 now. Now that's just a golden chest. That, again, it can pay out pretty well. Uh-oh. Instead, we get a troll bomb that we end up getting stuck on, losing that Eternal Heart that we just picked up. We did get a key and some money, but not what I was looking for. I'm hoping for some soul hearts and maybe that increased chance to find, like, Cricket's head, because right now damage is important to us, and we have not found a whole lot of it. I'm trying to use this orbital, but this orbital moves so fast around the room I'm actually just taking a lot of unnecessary damage, so we're gonna have to play this pretty careful from here on out if we actually want to try and win this run. Because at this point, it's not a matter of, okay, we killed the heart, let's end the episode. No. From here on out, we have to kill Isaac or we have to kill the lamb. There is no, well, you know, I'm not doing that great. Let's just call it here. That doesn't happen anymore. And with all this extra damage I'm taking, I'm not having a good feeling about this. Definitely not. It's all gonna come back to that poop room. I feel it. I can feel it all coming back to the poop room. Alright, well, let's see if we can end up bombing into... Oh, this is an interesting little room that I have actually not seen before. Alright, a heart and a half. I would hate to have a death like this just kind of happen. So we're gonna have to try and do our best here to make some magic. We're gonna have to do our best to try and make some magic here. We will bomb the skulls. I just want to wait until these guys are dead, just in case we get some skull caps. I really want to check that cursed room, but unfortunately, I just do not have the health to be doing that right now. And that is definitely very nice and something I want to see. The stopwatch might end up being the savior here, because I can't really do much in my current state. I've only got 1 damage up going into depths. I have done a pretty good job about, you know, getting a lot of stuff on my floor. It's just not a whole lot of stuff in general. Alright. There we go. Also, these Curse of the Lost, I'm hoping that I can find my item room soon here. Give me a little bit of a breather with all of this. And we'll just keep pooping. It's not doing much, but we'll keep pooping here. And 1 in 6 chance to be getting some soul hearts from these fires. We should not be wasting those, but we don't end up getting any at all. Oh, this is not looking good. I mean, I want to try and get, you know, as much of a streak going as I can here, because I do want to try and unlock everything before I have to do the Lost, and we'll see how much of a streak I can get before the Lost actually ends up having to happen, because you do have to die. That's how you unlock the Lost. You do have to die. I could have done it in the actual montage of 100 deaths, but I decided not to do that simply because unlocking the Lost is an actual, like, unlock in the game. You have to do very specific actions, and I wanted to make an actual video out of us unlocking it. That, and, you know, it's just, I can't use the wheel if I want to, once the Lost is unlocked. There is no wheel. There's no spin to see what happens. And I'm very glad that the stopwatch decided to proc now, as these little globins that have their eyes, they can move even faster. I mean, you can see how fast they're moving with the stopwatch active, and this one right here is a champion. I don't know what kind he is. Looks like he was a spread shot one, and Halo of Flies. I mean, it's not a DPS up, but it is kind of nice. It will give us a little bit of potential protection from any kind of stray projectiles that might hit us. Was there any tinted rocks in here? I don't believe so. That's when we know we're getting desperate. We're second checking our rooms, try and find some tinted rocks. Not finding anything. Uh-oh. 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 Well, that's not good. Didn't see that other guy. Did not see that other guy coming down. All right. At least the game is kind. Book of Revelations is exactly what I wanted to see, and something that I may have to be a little bit of scum in order to try and get this win, but at least it will be a victory nonetheless. This guarantees that I will be fighting war at the end of this floor, and there is a very high chance that I will be getting, you know, a useful orbital. And some more health. And the Book of Res itself is going to give me the health that I need to actually survive this. So, you know, it's not gonna be the prettiest kill, but it will be a kill nonetheless. I'm not claiming that this is gonna be the best, but Gnawed Leaf and an Orbital, it is a viable strategy if you are in a bad situation. And I would say 1 damage up and 10% damage down is a bad situation. How do you all feel about using, you know, strategies like these in order to try and obtain a victory? I always feel like you should go with what you have. If the game gives you the opportunity to take the win, you should go for it. Even if that means it's a little scummy. Just a little bit scummy. And I think what we're actually going to do, once we find our boss, we're going to go to our cursed room. In fact, there's our boss right now. So yeah, we're going to go back to our cursed room. We're going to jump in there, see what's in there. Nothing, then we'll just hit the Emperor card, so I won't have to backtrack both ways, and I'll only take half a heart of damage going into the cursed. So yeah, and I am guaranteed a Devil Deal or an Angel Room at this point, so we should be good to go. And we've already found our item room. You know what? We're actually going to grab some bombs here. We're actually going to spend 2 keys and grab some bombs, because I don't really have that many. And thank you for the random soul heart, Mr. Fire. All right. Cursed room should be over here. And let's see what we get. Some blue fires. Maybe we can get some more soul hearts. Get 1 extra there. And Guppy's tail, which is very nice. That is a piece of the cat. And that Lord of the... or that Halo of Flies has already blocked 1 tier, so... do appreciate that. Alright, and the good news is that because of this, we will have 3 orbitals, so... we will have the maximum chance of blocking stray tiers with this build, in addition to being able to rely on the Gnawed Leaf. Alright. And it's a good thing we actually picked up the belt, because we do have a lot of speed now, which is something you definitely want to have when fighting War. War moves very fast. And we do get a Devil Deal, which is nice. Krampus still doesn't give us that lock-in. Still does not give us that lock-in, but hey, at least the stopwatch procced. We did get the ball of bandages instead of the cube of meat. Now, they do the same exact damage. The only reason that you want the other one is because the hitbox is larger. And we're just gonna go ahead and settle for the safety and take the Book of Revelations. I actually don't know how we're doing on time here. Yeah, our boss rush has come and gone. Definitely is no longer a thing here. And we are going to be doing our best, to try and use this orbital. But like I said, the hitbox on the ball of bandages is significantly smaller. So we're not going to be able to do much with it. Alright. There we go. I think we're just going to go ahead and dip right into this cursed room. And we don't get anything for it. Now, having Guppy's tail is actually really nice. Because we have Mom's key, there's a very low chance that we're not going to be able to... and you can hear the music actually sped up right there, so... had that been an enemy room, everything would have been sped up at that point. We're going to keep bombing these guys. Maybe we can get some cash here. And there's the lucky toe from bombing those guys, so that's finally dealt with. I might bomb the Judgy. I don't think I'm going to play him out. I've not found our item room, but we did find our boss. We're not going to go in there just yet. Not going in there just yet. There we go. Take out 2 hearts and grab that tinted rock. All right. Goat hoof. I think we're going to take that at this point. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and bomb the Judgy. It will increase our chance with the Devil Deal, and it will actually give me enough money for that soul heart as well. All right. So pretty much just want to find my item, and I think that will be it for this floor. there's really not much else that we can do here. And rainbow poops don't actually do anything for the blue baby, unfortunately. There we go. There's even more cash. So yeah, with Guppy's tail and Mom's key, we shouldn't have any issue running out of keys. Thing pays for itself. Anarchist Cookbook. Not that great. If you do have sad bombs, then Anarchist Cookbook is really nice, but we don't have that, so let's keep searching for that item room. And then we'll try and make our way through the womb as fast as we can, because with this build, with only 1 damage up, we do not want to be in the womb for very long. Period. Let's go and make sure we're using that Book of Revs every chance we get. And there's a ton of cash. Again, what I'm saying with it paying for itself, and some bombs, which are very nice. Again, every time I've gotten the faster globins, it keeps giving me that stopwatch proc. So I guess buying the broken stopwatch was a very good idea. Trying to use ball of bandages. Not working. I'm not going to bother with that. I don't need the key. And because we have extra bombs, I'm just going to go ahead and just bomb potential areas that it can be in here. Thankfully, the spikes end up dealing with these guys. This is actually one of the few rooms where having piercing is a bad thing because you can't actually push them. And Piggy Bank is going to be our last item room. Which is not that good because I don't need money at this point. This is my last shop. I'm going to be able to buy everything in the shop, but who knows what that's actually going to do. Puberty doesn't have any sort of effect. So let's go buy that soul heart and I guess get on with our life, get on with our boss. We could buy the boomerang, but no reason not to, or no reason to do that. Buy the battery so we can use that Book of Revs. And I do like the extra speed, but I think I'm going to stay with the Liberty Cap just so we can try and find our bosses. All right. So this is a strategy that I can actually employ for this fight, should I want to do that. I am immortal at this point, and Mom will eventually die. It may not be the most entertaining thing in the world, but, you know, when you have a build like this, my tears really don't do any kind of damage. So I gotta go with what I got, and I don't got much. So let's take the negative, which we can use to clear a couple rooms that end up being not so good. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. And this is definitely another room where I would say that having the gnawed leaf is very nice. Because I get in that position where a bunch of things are charging me, and I don't have much room to move, and I don't do much damage either. Alright. So here's what I'm going to go ahead and do. After I see what's in that challenge room right there. We're going to do what's been called the Liberty Wiggle. We're going to go in and out of rooms to maybe try and find where our boss is. Because like I said, I want to get off these floors as quickly as I possibly can. And there's only a gray chest. So you can see my map in the top right there. And what I'm doing is going in and out of a room. And as we can see, my boss is going to be to my left. Now, the reason you do this is because what I have is called the Liberty Cap. And it has a 1 in 30 chance of whenever you enter a room of giving you the compass effect. Meaning that it will show me where all the special stuff is on this floor. And I didn't see a cursed room, so there's no reason to explore any extra rooms here. Alright, give you a little bit of a bomb. I could use the gnawed leaf to try and take out Chubb, but I'm really only going to use it for things like this, where I feel like, you know, it definitely does help. And we're going to go ahead and sit right there. Just in time on that immunity. Before they got to me. There we go. You guys get over here. Get on over here. Just come jump into this nice one-bladed blender. I kind of wish we could have more damage orbitals. I want to have the ball of bandages, the cube of meat, and a sacrificial dagger. Just make a nice little blender there for the enemies. All right, leeches are definitely annoying, and we can't really use the gnawed leaf all that much against them, as they kind of just wiggle up past you. Alright, there we go. Keep using that Book of Revelations as much as I can. See if we get anything in here. Got a nice little heart for it, and our boss should be relatively close at this point. And the 3 orbitals are definitely working in my favor now, blocking those extra shots. Just wish I had a little bit of extra damage here at this point. Just a little bit. And there is our boss. Go ahead and get that bandage ball in there, at least as much as I can. And let's see who we're fighting for our boss. So we are fighting Megadeth. I don't actually know. So unfortunately, I don't think I can really use the Gnawed Leaf to fight Megadeth, as he naturally tries to fly away from you rather than towards you. So we're going to have to do this fight normally. And so let's go ahead and pop that devil card. Get a little bit of extra damage in here. We kind of want to try and take out the horse. There we go. Now that that's out of the way, we should be able to just kind of finish him off here. And we're definitely going to take rank 2 of all the bandages, because it does increase the hitbox. And that is Guppy? That's a half-heart Guppy. That is a half-a-heart Guppy. Oh, that is risky. And I am greedy. But that is the cat. Ah, that is super, super risky. But I'm greedy as hell. So we only have half a heart right now, and I'm hoping this chest is going to fix that. No, no such luck. See if there's anything in here. Alright, so the very first thing that we are going to want to find is health. So here's hoping that'll end up showing up for us. But the Guppy does dramatically increase our DPS here, to the point to where I don't actually have to use the Gnawed Leaf. Ooh, that Troll Bomb, though. That Troll Bomb. That could have been a bad time. That could have been a real bad time. Pheromones Pill. Definitely very nice. If I can clear one more room, then we will have at least a little bit of some breathing room here. And there we go. We are not going to be checking that cursed room until we get some more health here. There's really not that much that I need from a cursed room at this point. So I'm just going to focus mostly on just getting some health for myself. That run definitely turned around pretty quick. I mean, I would use it. I would still use the Gnawed Leaf if I had to in order to get that one charge, but now that we have it, we shouldn't really need to do anything too crazy. And there's Cricket's head, something I've been looking for, and that will give us the much needed damage in order to finish this run here. Still, you know, a very sketchy situation with our health, but it's not too terribly bad. There we go. And now we get to go into the cathedral here and deal with Isaac. All right, so now it's just a matter of finding our boss, because I'm really not that worried at this point about dying, especially when our Book of Revs is almost charged again. Granted, we could take an RNG beam to the face, which would not be very good, but again, our damage is just fine at this point. I'm kind of wishing that this would go to the chest almost, and there is a library right there, so there could potentially be another spacebar item that I might want to use. We are going to go ahead and grab that battery, use our Book of Revelations. Maybe the Book of Sin will give me another thing. It does not, but it does give me an Empress card, which was nice. I'll definitely take the Empress card. Give me a little bit of extra damage in that last fight, and you know, we're going to go ahead and play out the Judgy, because why not? There's no reason not to. We don't have a Polaroid, so we don't have like an immunity shield whenever we take damage. We don't have the negative, which is weird to have in the cathedral. But hey, that's all we have right now. All right, so there's our boss. There's Isaac. Let's Let's go ahead and pop that Empress card. And this broken stopwatch actually procced in this fight, so this is going to be pretty fast. And relatively safe. But better safe than sorry as I just ram my face right into Isaac because I wanted to finish him off quickly. But that is going to be the run, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you do, be sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for future videos. The D6 is now been unlocked, which means that Isaac will start with the D6 when we play as him. But we'll see what we end up doing in the next episode. Leave a comment. Should I do D6 next? Should I do a D6 run, or should we just continue with other characters? Let me know. Anyway, I'll catch you all in the next one, everybody. Later.